Okay, we're back. We got right here Brandon Thomas versus Mitch Scearce in a 9-4 race. This match came about from the other brackets. Mitch was from the low side, and he won the one loss side of the low bracket. And Brandon won the one loss side of the high division. So these two are playing each other. The winner of this will play Kevin Ping, who won the hot seat in the high side, but was defeated by um, Myra, Myra, Myron Crochet, who won the hot seat of the low side. So the winner of this will play Kevin. The winner of that will go back up and find Myron Crochet. Uh, James, the YouTube I have copied. I tell you what, let me go. Give me just a second, and I'll go get it. Okay, so I just had Patrick. I'm on his page, so I copied it from there. Uh, this is the YouTube link if you want to watch it on YouTube. So it'll be right there. You can copy and paste that link in there to get to it. So looks like we are in action here. So a tough one ball, but he can see it, so he's not going to push out here. He'll thin this one ball and either try to get behind the two or try to get behind the seven. This is a quarterfinal match. I do have a bracket on the Evansville Pool Players page. And we made it in Excel. It's a shareable bracket. It updates as we update, so you can see the bracket as well. So it looked like he hit that too, but he did get safe. So if you guys are watching, let's see some sharing. Let's get this viewers back over 100. Great shot there by Brandon. Just a nice little jump shot. Got a little bit of a tough shot here. He's looking to shoot this, come 2 rails back down. I don't think he likes the 3 rail as a result of the 7 being in the way. So he'll cue high right on this ball. He'll go to the right side rail, the end rail, and it'll kind of straighten back out off the end rail. Okay, so he was aiming down there, but he didn't shoot it that way. He changed what he was doing.
Decided to just go for the soft or the harder shot on the floor.
Yeah, because I seen him looking at that over there, and then he changed it up. So is he playing the carom or the combo here?
Carom.
Carom for sure.
Yeah, because he could control the 4 a little bit better.
Yep. Dell, I assume you found the YouTube stream that I put in here. You can just copy and paste that link. I don't know why it don't come across as a hyperlink on here, but
yeah, I'm not sure. Or maybe it does. We just can't click it on the program.
Oh, that's true. I guess we can go in there and look.
Yeah.
It absolutely is a hyperlink for them. Okay.
Yeah, we're still new to this program. We've used it for smaller things, but not big production too much yet.
Yeah, well, we used OB for, or OB Labs, that what it's called?
OBS.
OBS.
Yeah.
We used OBS for such a long time, and we've switched to Streamlab, which is, it has better overlay options.
Yeah, well, it's got some features that are just more automatic and nicer, and it integrates the comments into the program. And so there's some things that are just a little nicer, and I can just do things a little easier with less complications. But it is a little more computer intensive, but I do like it better. Now there are things I don't like I can't micro adjust turning this table, and it's a little crooked. And it drives me crazy. With OBS, you could actually turn it by 1 degree or 0.1 degree.
Okay, so 1-0 Brandon. We got our little caption going here.
Oh, yeah. A little closed caption.
Mm-hmm. On the YouTube. No, that's on cue, yeah.
It says, I'm a closed caption. That's nice.
I am a closed caption?
That's what it says. Yeah.
That's a Kugan. Yeah, if you ever want to hear how good your enunciation is, just go watch what it reads from what you say.
That's true. See how good it is after 3 days of commentating and no sleep.
Right. All right, a scratch break by Brandon. Mitch is only going to 4, so this, little breaks like that or little rolls like that could really be devastating. We're up to over 101 again. Thank you. Now, if we can just get some people talking to us, keep us awake. We got probably a couple hours here left.
Yeah, probably a couple. I mean, maybe 3, but that's okay.
Well, you got this match and that match. So this one, and that one.
3, yeah.
Well, that's not 3 hours. I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I guess it all depends. But like this one, I guess isn't too well. Could be shorter, but it also could be.
Could be.
Could be 12 games.
If Mitch happens to win here, he'll be playing Kevin in a 6-4 race.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever wins will go back up to meet Myron, who has won 2 hot seats now.
That was a really good shot.
Yeah, I think he got an angle to come back towards that 4 and just do something with it, move it, something.
Yeah, I just like how he cut it up the rail like it was nothing. And it stuck to the rail too, and he used inside just to spin down. It was a pretty shot.
This wouldn't be horrible to carry him off the 4 into the 8. The 4 goes over between the rail and the 7, and the cue ball goes towards the 8, so you can shoot the 4 up in the long, and the 5's right there in the middle of the table. So.
Sounds pretty fancy. I don't know.
Well, it's all about whether he can get this cue ball out. He's got to get this cue ball to bounce out about 1 foot or 2 off this rail, and it's kind of an automatic shot. But his angle is to the downside, so he don't have much room to cheat because it's already going that way. So he's got to use some left. Oh, he's bouncing.
Just gonna draw it straight back, try to get behind or break it out.
All right, it's enough. He has a shot. You don't have to do nothing. It's natural with some high to come up for the 5 and decide.
I've seen a lot of people are scared that they're going to scratch in this shot, but honestly, you can use middle or top. But I mean, I don't think it scratches a whole lot.
Yeah, it's just a matter of understanding where the tangent line is and how speed affects the tangent line and high and low. And
Good shot.
all right, yeah. So this is just natural for him to come to the end rail. He can have an angle on the X6. He can be straight, whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Because the 7's right by the hole.
Yeah, I'm sure the 6 passes the 8.
Yeah, it looks like it does. Looks like a ball or two room there.
Wow, that was a really good shot there. Just to have that position, it was really kind of close to it, and
Tim Thomas said awful stroke for a 4.
the one down the rail, I'm sure is what he's talking about.
Yeah, at this level, with Mitch being a 4, this is the guy that the other guy said was pretty tough. Ran a couple on him off his dry break. Remember that?
Yes.
Um, it can be tough for Brandon. Little mistakes.
Yep.
When a guy's going less than half the games you have to go to.
Now in this format, what would a 4 the max kind of be?
You mean as far as
Your Fargo? Ooh,
yeah, he got a hold of that one.
you got a little excited there.
A 4, if let's see, sixes are 625 to.
Well, I can tell you that 575 is about the cutoff for the 5s.
Yes, 575 about to cut off for a 5, so somewhere around a 525, 550
Okay.
is where the 4s are at. I actually have that chart. I built the original one for Chrissy a couple years ago that she kind of uses. I don't know how much she still uses it today. Jonathan, this is not the finals, so this is the quarterfinals. The winner here will play Kevin Ping um, for third place. This is for fourth. The winner,
the loser.
the
Gets
loser
fours.
gets fourth. The winner will advance on to play for third against Kevin Ping. The winner of that will go up to play Myron Crochet, who won the overall hot seat for first and second. Jonathan said Mitch is stealing. So Darren's a 550 and he's a 5. So 550 to 575, it looks like is about where that 5 range is at. For the most part, what I see. So probably under 550 is where you need to be a 4. Let's see what Mitch Scearce's Fargo is. How's that? Mitch is a 541, but he only has 59 games.
Yeah.
He's from the Dayton, Ohio area. He's got a good break. I know that one of the players had said that they broke dry twice against Mitch, and Mitch ran the table twice.
That also means they won the games in between, which means he made mistakes.
Yes,
So, I mean.
absolutely. He actually won the match. Mitch did not win that match.
Okay.
The other guy won the match, who was a 3. Mitch was going to 4.
So
And
it sounds like when he's on, and when he's not, then he plays just like the rest of us.
Brian, I think if I agree that as long as Brandon gets shots at the table, scratches on break or a scratch in the middle of the game or a ball he's not supposed to miss, I think could be detrimental to him because this Mitch guy does have a stroke. He has a break, and I watched him play defense, so he knows how to play defense.
I don't know what song's playing, but
Are we at a circus?
I don't know.
So you notice our stream, Patrick. It shows 9 minutes or 9 hours.
That's the recording.
Oh, okay.
The live's on the top.
Oh, okay. Because I said, how can that be? Is it carrying over for us?
No, yeah, this is the recording, and that's the live up there.
Brandon has played real good today. Well, he played good against Jordan. He struggled a little bit in the match, but found it in the end. Um,
Oh,
I can't remember who that was against. Um, but he played good against Eric Cunningham with a 9-3 win. And 9-3 against Jordan Davis ain't no joke.
nope. And who did he just play and beat him 9-3?
Eric Cunningham.
Okay. Yeah, that was pretty strong too.
Yeah, Eric plays good too. And these are the kind of things I was talking about when I was talking to Brian there. Uh, if you get this kind of position or something, if you don't get away with it, Mitch has the ability to make you pay for it.
Yes, absolutely. I don't think he's gonna run this one just because the 5 and 4. I mean, they're
Correct.
it's tough.
He's on the rail. The cue ball is going away from the 5 ball from the angle which he's shooting the 4. So yes, it takes some inside to get over there or some running, one of the two. So it definitely creates problems for someone at Mitch's level, even if he is rated low uh, for his ability. It ain't like he should be a 6 or a 7. And
No.
so if some people said he's off, so let's say he's a 5. This is still a tough stroke for a 5. I like the high left, Brian, myself, the inside to go over there. He just played a safety.
I mean, I'm not sure of the idea behind it, but it didn't turn out terrible.
Well, the thing is, like we just talked about, the getting from the 4 to the 5 at his level, he don't know how to do or is uncomfortable.
Right, I get that. I'm at the
Um,
safety though. I wasn't sure what he was trying to do, but
he was going with 2 rails, just trying to put an in rail. It happened to clip the 5 on the way by.
okay. Well, I mean, it
Uh,
turned out really well.
yeah, yeah, he was just trying to play the 4 ball down there, leave the cue ball down here, but it clipped the 5 ball and left him a piece sticking out, so Brandon could play a nice safety like he did.
Now, can Mitch jump is the question.
Um, at his level, I'd say he can, but that their jump is like really, really hard.
Right. I mean, you'd say that, but I can't jump at all. So,
Because this jump here is not a real problem getting over it. The 4 ball is close enough to the rail. The cue ball is jumping over both them balls about the same distance. A ball's leaving the air after contact usually, or
yeah.
going to the air. And if it's too much, it's off the table.
Yep. It's 105 people watching and hardly anyone's talking,
Yep, everybody just watching.
which is perfectly fine.
Brian Gregg and are talking a little bit. And,
Yeah.
Brian's a fantastic player.
Haven't seen him on the Pro Tour.
He'll play some banks with some of them.
Yeah. I've heard that.
That's for sure.
Need to give him the Derby City. Play some banks.
Brian is big in the youth basketball scene, if I remember right. Brian, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is it eighth? Is it middle school or high school or?
Well, he's really thinking about this, isn't he? I guess he's going for the kick.
Yeah, he's gonna. He's got to get some left on here and get some separation.
Mm-hmm.
He's jacking up a little bit. That makes it tough. He don't have to jack up. He thinks he does, but he don't have to.
Right. He thinks he needs to masse, which.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He hit it at the right speed. He hit it in the face to get maximum separation. A little harder would even been better. Yeah, so Brian's coaching high school. I thought he was.
Yeah, I was curious if he's going to slide past that 8 or if he might
Yeah.
run into it, which could have,
Bobby Smith, how you doing? Appreciate you joining in on the stream. Matt Nick, this is JLB's pockets are 5-gallon buckets. A 500 Fargo is a 600 Fargo. Well, there is some truth to that. That's exaggerated, but the pockets are huge.
Right.
But we were talking earlier, you get used to that and you start taking it for granted. And next thing you know, you're missing the ball because you think the pocket's that big.
I just want to also point out those pockets are big, yeah, but you can also scratch in those big pockets.
That's right. They're
and
big for everything.
Yeah. Good
All
shot.
right, so Brandon goes up 2-0. Keith Crowder, how you doing? We appreciate the compliment.
Thank you, Keith. I appreciate it. It's one of my least favorite things to do.
You know, Pat is such an outgoing guy.
I don't mind talking. I just, I don't know. Don't normally know what to say, so that's all. That's what it's about.
Well, you've been playing this game of pool since you was 21 years old, so
19.
19, okay. So you should know a thing or two about the game, so that's all we got to talk about.
It's true.
But I know you're not that start a conversation guy, but I've known you long enough. You're my best friend. I know you're good once a conversation gets going.
Did you just put that in public air that we're best friends?
Did I say that?
Oh my gosh.
No, Chris Thomas is my true best friend.
That's true. You can't love your son that way. It's weird.
It is. Let's see. Royce Yates. Hey Royce, how are you? We appreciate it. We've had a fun time here. At this split bracket, we didn't play. We were just hired to come and do the stream and do the commentary. We're out of Evansville, Indiana, on cue. It's just one division of our company. It's the broadcasting. We have a BCA pool league in Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, and we got over 100 BCA teams, singles leagues, and even more counting our singles. We do cue repair. We do professional tournaments. And as of recent, I've became a certified instructor. So I've started giving some lessons. I'm a level 2 PBIA and ACS instructor. So started giving a little bit of lessons here and there.
I am curious. Are you planning on moving your key repair? Are you planning on moving it to the bar anywhere?
I will probably take a lathe to the bar upstairs, so I can do repairs at the bar.
I just know it's a little more centralized for you, for people to meet you at.
It is, because right now with me being out by the airport, I'm on the outskirts of town. So people coming to my home has a little bit of a drive.
Right.
So if I do it at the bar there in Evansville, it'd be more convenient for people. Brian, Greg, you don't have to be wrong. Brandon can definitely string 5 or 6 together.
There's some spin.
And as Matt Nicholas was talking, with accuracy on this table, it makes it a little easier. We've been coming to JLBs for about 15, 20 years for the Music City Open, off and on over the years. We used to come every year. We would meet Sky Woodward down here. It was always over my birthday week, so we'd come down and drink more than we should have, and spend more than we should have.
What's funny is I remember last time Sky played here, and we went out the night before he played, like the final day, and got him super drunk, and he still came back. And I don't know if he won it, but
I think he did.
He might have, yeah. But I know he shot really well still the next day, and we're over here just like falling asleep in the bleachers, trying to recover.
I also remember a time we went out and got really drunk, and we came back to JOBs. The doors were open, for people that was action and whatnot. And they got in a match. It was Alex, because there's me, Alex, Sky, and Liz Lovely. I think you may have been with us.
I was here.
And they come back, and they lose about 5G to Danny Smith and somebody else. I told Sky, I said, you can't beat these guys. You're drunk as can be.
They were playing partners, too, yeah.
I said, you're drunk as can be. Of course, Sky said, these guys can't beat me for nothing. The score is 2-1. Mitch did win
second game.
Yeah, Brian Gregg, he's definitely in the bank scene around here. Anyone in the area, it's nice to have somebody from the Indiana area that can bank as well.
Right.
Everybody always talks about Kentucky, the banking guys, and of course you got Brumback and Sky. Billy's Ohio guy. Mike DeLauder's in Florida. He's a hell of a banker.
Yeah, locally, I guess probably Matt Madden's going to be the one.
In Evansville, yes, Matt Madden. At one time, Gary Gentry. I'm sure Brian remembers Gary. Jeremy Brown, at one time.
Oh yeah.
When it come to Banks, banked as good as anybody
Yeah.
at an amateur level. Now maybe at a pro level, third or fourth in the Banks. That's saying something.
Yep. I know that whenever there's downtime during the Music City, always go back there to the back 9-footer, and they're always playing something, one pocket or Banks, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, Gary's a great guy. Gary actually. Oh, look at
What a
this!
shot!
Look at this. Gary actually went to Vegas with me. He came back and was playing BCA on my team, and just out of a sudden he got where he just was not playing good, and he just, Gary, he said if he can't perform no better than that, he'd rather spend time with his grandkids, and that's what he does today. Brumbeck is from some portion of Kentucky. Greg or Brian might know where John Brumbeck actually lives. Franklin, or just yeah, I knew it was in Kentucky, just not real sure where in Kentucky.
It was a great shot to get that out there.
Yeah, it was.
I'm assuming he's going to make this 9, but
John lives in a town called Owenton, Kentucky. I just looked John up, and oh, so we're 2-2. We got a match right here.
yeah, he played a pretty good touch safety. He was just missed the safety by a little bit, but he left him long and
Well, the bank shot he made,
just fired or kick.
or kick, yeah, he.
Yeah, that's a hard shot.
JoJo, this is at JOB's Billiards, JOB Billiards in Nashville, actually Madison, Tennessee, which is where actually end up pretty much the heart of Nashville. But so Daryl, I agree. I remember when pool was on TV. There were some things that weren't that. Luckily, the women kept it on for a while. But I will say right now, pool is on the biggest growth pattern I think I've ever seen, at both an amateur level and a professional level. If you, for amateur, you look at this tournament here. At an amateur level, first place, if you have yourself in the auction, pays over $30,000 for both auctions. With Matchroom and Predator on the scene, we're seeing some big tournaments. Matchroom, of course, has the World Pool Tour now, the 9-ball tour. It's a world tour. We've never seen that before with pool. We did have a tour once upon a time in USA. That kind of fell by the wayside. But at one time it was there, and the highest paying tournament was the Challenge of Champions, if you remember that. At the end of the year, it was an invite, and it paid $50,000. But now these tournaments are paying that quite often.
Now 50,000 back then was probably closer to what 75 now.
I would say so. But that was just once a year.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
and the tournaments that led up to that didn't pay the 25, 30,000 that they're paying now.
Right.
They paid 10,000, 12,000.
Now there was it was basically a challenge though. The Earl one, run the 10-pack.
Yeah, that was just something that somebody put out there, and Earl got screwed out of a little bit, but he told me he got about 600,000.
Yeah.
They had to take him to court and all that good stuff. But I do think if we give it time, I think we will see pool at some point in the next 5 to 10 years, maybe back in mainstream. We hear about people wanting it in the Olympics and stuff. I don't know that that's even important.
Right.
I think it's really more important to get some nice, some heavy hitters in the promoting world behind it. Which we've seen some of that. Joe Rogan's been promoting a little bit here and there, so we've seen some stuff that we ain't seen.
And we should specify we're talking about in the United States promoting, because in Europe and other countries, they're promoting. They have a lot of tournaments that they promote on TV.
Absolutely.
And they pay a lot more too.
Yeah, so if we are going to, these guys are definitely passing us up. Because, you take Philippines, it's their sport. In USA or Europe, these guys get paid to play by their country. Even at an amateur level, if you go out to VNEA and BCA, I mean, these teams out there from Canada and stuff, they're paid to be there. Their country is paying for them to be there. So America is getting better, in my opinion. I think this is, like I said, the biggest growth sport I've seen. There's tournaments every weekend, everywhere. You're seeing these tournaments, $1,000 entries. Fargo is to help from some of that. Now, of course, comes with that, you got a lot of nitty people that's trying to take advantage of the situation of a handicap. But it's a start, I think, in the right direction. Um, yeah, Gary, he truly was, and anyone that wanted to, they would go to Nick Varner. And Nick told me this, himself. Um, they would come to Nick, say, "Hey, I think I'm ready. I can go to a pro." And they would say, "Hey, go to Evansville, find a guy named Gary Gentry. If you can play with him, come back and see me." They normally didn't make it back to see Nick.
No, I mean, Gary, if you could beat him or at least compete with him, I mean, I think you're right there at pro level. It's just Gary, he didn't want to be that person.
No, well, Gary sold a Lexus when it was cool to own a Lexus.
Right.
So you got a guy that's making 200,000 a year selling Lexuses. Yeah, he didn't want to go pro. There wasn't no money in it. Eric, you're absolutely right. The big sponsors is what we need, and we're starting to see more. I mean, you think about this, Q-Tech. You remember 20 years ago when you had your nice, fancy McDermott, anyone that came in with a Q-Tech, you laughed at.
Yes, the fiberglass.
That's right. Um, but look at them now. Q-Tech is probably the leader in the pool industry when it comes to equipment, Qs.
Yeah, I shoot with the shaft.
A lot of people do. So some sponsors, especially Qs, not production Q makers, these guys are getting involved. Predator's doing a lot of things. A lot of people talk about Predator material or merchandise. Predator doesn't really make anything. They put their sticker on good products. Me personally, I can take Predator or leave it. Um, but there's some reason people buy other products. Yeah, I know that's Kerry Martin. They're talking under Andrea Martin. I remember a team out for VNEA that won that with 4 players.
Yeah.
I don't know who the first company or whatever is that's going to step up to get us in the true right direction of pool, but somebody's going to. And what do you think about this? Mitch Scearce, like I said, he's capable of making you pay for a mistake. Usually against a four, you would think you're allowed to make those kind of mistakes. Um, but Mitch is no joke as a four. I don't know him. I don't know where he's from, but he's got a big stroke. Yeah, I say he's got a big stroke, and he pulled that one, but he's
He's pulling ahead even.
But if you're gonna win, you got to outsmart him. Because I don't see you going to outshoot him. Not when you need, in Brandon's case, when Brandon needs 7 more, and Mitch needs 1.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Brandon was crouching the break, Mitch is capable of running the table.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when he needed 2, the race was tough, but not like it is right now. I mean, this is literally one mistake, and it could be over with now.
Absolutely. That's a shot. Shots
Yeah,
fired.
yeah, it's a dumb one.
Shots fired. It's over anyway.
Wasn't because anyone was afraid to get on the plane.
I mean, really, it doesn't matter. We had 8 players on that team.
Seemed like it worked out better. Get paid more.
I think we would have won the 5 men, the main event.
Oh, okay.
So I won't say it worked out better.
Well,
But a win's a win. We got Charlie's, and that's always important for VNEA.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he plays pretty good. Like I said, his he knows how to open a stroke up. He knows how to play a safety, and
I honestly don't think he'd survive against most of the sixes here. I mean, if you're talking about like a six in a different, like a league or something, then yeah, that's pretty accurate.
I think they're referring to this. But if he played like, and we may see that, if he plays Kevin Ping, Kevin's a 6. We get to see where that matchup's at, and they say Kevin is a pretty good 6. So we'll kind of find out. Becky, here, look, sir, I tried.
Maybe he's tagging Becky.
Yeah, in most split brackets, Darren, I mean, I'll say, you are a 5. You should be a 5. But the problem is not your level. In a lot of them, it's the people you compete against. There's always that 4 or 5 of them that you cannot beat as a 5. And hell, maybe I can't beat as a 5. Um, so if everyone was rated right, Darren should be a 5. No, Eric, I agree. I don't think that Mitch plays even with Kevin.
Oh,
Oh, it's Becky talking.
I got you now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's only got 59 games under his Fargo rating. But even watching him shoot, I still don't think he's a 6 like Kevin Ping is a 6. Or, well, I mean, I would be a 6 in this. Eric's a 6 in this.
Right.
Either one of us would jump at this to play him, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I
I,
don't think there'd be anything wrong if he plays a 5, but also 4 seems okay. His robustness, I mean, it could have been off the other way. He could have really sucked. Who knows?
oh, Becky was talking. Yeah, we had her. She picked up on the 5
Right.
on
Yeah.
a player with us. Yeah, that's what she meant. I see.
She couldn't play, what, towards the end or something?
Well, once we were there, it was a 4-man.
Oh, okay.
But no, yeah, I wasn't dissing this guy's game at all. As far as like me and Eric would jump to play him. I was just saying I don't think he's at a 6th level. Chrissy. Darren should be a 6 plus 17. It's,
Yeah. I'm sure he'd take it if they offered it.
the bottom line is these tournaments pay out some mad money, every one of them. So you got to think about that. Most people, it's no surprise how I feel about split bracket tournaments. But like I've said earlier, I do think, and I'm not just saying it because she hired me to do this job. I think that these ratings that Chrissy has overall are some of the fairest I've seen. I see these people play down in Mississippi or Alabama rather, and these guys down there's a 3, and she's got them play as a 4s and 5s. um, but I guess gamblers like to gamble, and in lots of cases that is gambling. That's why Calcuttas are insane in some of those tournaments. Um, Royce, I guess it is a touchy subject. For myself and Patrick, it's been involved with Fargo for over 8 years now. We built Fargo ratings in Evansville, where we're from, for over a year in a league using a 10-point scoring system before anyone knew they were getting a Fargo rating. So we were eliminating the chance of sandbagging on the initial stages of developing their rating. Now you're absolutely right. We've seen our share of players do it. And even in our league, we've had to call a couple of our really good friends to the carpet, which we vowed to our players that we would do. Unfortunately, it leaves a sour taste in some people's mouth. I think one thing for sure, anybody that uses Fargo in a tournament directing scene. So if you're using Challenge or if you're using Digital Pool or what's the other one, the Bud Tour, any of them you're using that reports to Fargo, I think there should be some type of real relationship with that tournament director and Fargo. Because we spend a lot of time when we run a tournament back home to make sure that when we put someone in that tournament, it's the right person. Because if your name's John Smith, there's probably 100 John Smiths out there with a Fargo rating, and 30 of them is the same John Smith.
I do like the idea. I mean, I mentioned it about 5 years ago that I think tournaments that entries are $50 or more, $100 or more, certain ones should weigh more against your Fargo. Now, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but Pool League, you do play a lot of the same people, like in League, and you kind of get comfortable so you don't always play your top game. And
It's
it
true.
doesn't even have to be on purpose. But now, should it be anything crazy? No, but should tournaments weigh 60% compared to 40? Then maybe.
Yeah, and really maybe you can go even farther and say if the entry fee is not at least this much, you can't report it to Fargo.
Yes.
You can't do a weekly $10 tournament to Fargo because most people ain't got a problem going and dumping $10 a week to get a Fargo to their advantage.
Well, that would work sort of, except for not reporting him doesn't help against with the league play. You still
Right.
got the league every week. So, I mean, I think it's important to have the league play because it gets a lot of games in there, and a lot of
Oh, for
people,
sure.
a lot of people compete their hearts out, and that's the only time they play.
Well, and that's something else too. A lot of league operators need to be like we are, and and I do pat ourselves on the back for this. That we work real hard to make sure our players are right and they're not trying to cheat anything. We'll kick them out. I don't. We're not in it for the money. We send, like I said, we sent 20 teams out of 100 last year to Vegas. Show me a league across the nation that does that. I don't think you're going to find them, and that's also a bunch of singles that we sent as well. But a lot of these guys are getting a position as a league operator in BCA, and they're paying out cash, but they're keeping money themselves, and they're not really caring about the players' rating. We've ran across them in Vegas,
Hmm.
so we know where they're at. So I think a lot of that has to come from the BCA side, corporate as well, to make sure that they are putting their foot down. I think Mike Page, who's a very smart guy, I've worked with Mike Page a lot, back and forth with different Fargo stuff. Um, although this Fargo system is the best system I've ever seen, I think Mike needs a little bit of humility at times.
Well, he also gets overwhelmed, I'm sure.
He does, but I think sometimes he has to understand that, hey, maybe this ain't right. When something's brought to his attention, instead of arguing the point to defend the Fargo rate system, because it ain't the Fargo rate system that's flawed, really. It's a tournament director or a league operator or a pool player that is playing the system.
See, that's a strong safety that was
Yes, it
just
was.
played.
So I think it comes down to a few things there, Royce, with your question. Fargo has to be involved. The BCA, of course, the BCA, USAPL, who are big supporters of Fargo, and the tournament directors. I think they need to put more time in. Even with this bracket here, where we looked at 192 players, me and Patrick was looking at the brackets. We were coming across people that were incorrect.
Right.
It was the wrong name. Um, and you just have to make sure that when you select that player, you selected the right person.
Yeah. I mean, some of it was the same name. It was even close to the same city on some of them.
Hmm.
It's just there are people with the same names out there, and it makes it difficult.
So I think it can be, and it's got to be looked at right now. And because if you don't fix it or stop it from getting out of hand, Fargo will become another APA rating system.
Right. We can't have three Dan Fields in three different
That's right.
divisions.
APA at one time was probably a beautiful system.
Yeah.
Uh, but people started getting there, manipulating it, and it just continued to spread and spread and spread and spread. And now it's out of control, and not to the point where it's just a bunch of underrated people. I see just as many overrated people as well.
Truth is, though, whenever that started happening, I it was probably the biggest money league there was. So
Oh, look at this.
how did that even happen?
Look at this.
I have to take a look at that one. Did he?
We need to hear more from you, Bethany.
Hear more from me. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I'm going to take it as one.
Yeah, it went 3 rails. I swear he was coming 3 rails to hit that one. I don't know if he's coming to make it. He was coming to hit it 3 rails.
That's pretty good. I just went and rewatched it. That's pretty strong.
Yeah. Jordan Davis, take some notes there, buddy. These 4s. Just kidding. Let's see. But Royce, back at you. I mean, I'm a big advocator of Fargo. I really am. Um, I just want to be the best it can possibly be. And I'm a supporter of Salado. I just want to know for sure that all the measures are taken to prevent any manipulation or, the league operators in the area, we look to make sure, but does every league operator take a look at that kind of stuff and make sure it's not going on in their area? It's a question. He said, week 4, looking for action.
Yeah, no kidding. Got Jeannie sneaking up on you. I don't know if you've seen her.
I see her behind me sneaking.
Quietly.
So, what do you think? Is he going to jump here?
I don't think he can see enough of it just to hit like the side of the ball, but he doesn't know if he can get past the 4 to play safe.
Yeah, oh, I see. Because if he hits the 4, there's a good chance he scratches in the side off the 4 and the 6.
Right. So I think that's what he's looking at. He's wanting to thin, almost to the front of the 2,
Right.
But that's a hard shot.
I mean, the side pockets. Okay, he came
So
off that
decided to do
side.
it that way, and he's trying to get behind the 9, which not quite.
Nope, he left a shot. I
That's
mean,
a-
this
that's-
shot's got to be made.
Yeah, that was a very hard, safety play, basically.
Get off there. Eddie.
What did he
Eddie,
say?
I'd have been straight in on that 2 ball. I ain't gonna make no 3-rail kick and be hooked on the 2.
Now this 2 ball, I mean, it's out in the open, but it is not a fun shot. Can't really draw back for the 4, so you have to follow up a little bit.
Is he on the rail?
Not quite.
He could cut it to the blind pocket and come around 3 rails.
Yeah. Either way, we're talking about, one of those long, hard shots that.
It's a hard shot no matter what.
Right.
And so he was smart enough to know that was the pocket for position.
I think you cut this and kind of go for the 9, let it set for the 4 just in
Yeah,
case.
yeah. You'll shove the 9 right towards the pocket, and you got a shot on the 4 right there. So That's
Yeah.
a no-brainer.
Just kind of a nice, soft shot.
Yeah, we agreed, Derek. You just carry him for the 9. If it goes, it goes. If it don't, you got the 2-ball or 4-ball right there. He made them both. Big shot. Oh, you recorded it.
Trying to, but
I'm trying to put a score in.
probably didn't catch it though.
Trying to put a score in, and the mouse is moving. I'm like, what? Pat's got the other mouse capturing that last shot.
Trying to. Let's see if I even got it. No, did not. Thank you, Mickey.
Well, you got a mouth. So, hey, I'm going to capture this.
I have to go back and edit videos. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Man, I don't know if he can see it or not, but
Yeah.
no breaks if he can't. If he can see it, though, I think he... Yeah, I mean, there's no, like, real big trouble balls here.
What'd you say? Yep. I'll get it once it gets up here. No, you're fine.
All right. Just making short work of this rack after the 1 ball.
Yeah. Yep, no work from here. Oh.
It's not open. That one's not open.
Thank you. I already got that open. Awesome.
It was open. Thought I opened it.
That's always the top of the head right there.
Okay, so Brandon's fighting.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what Carrie's saying there. He is a grinder for sure. Right now he's in a big hole. But I've seen him put 3 and 4 together before, so
Yeah, me too.
uh-oh.
Oh,
Got saved.
got saved by the 7. Everybody knows you can only go down a hole so many times and climb out.
Just notice when he bridges high, his ring finger moves around and they locks it right before he shoots.
It's crazy. I don't know. Mine does too. I don't know why, but my fingers do. Oh, you want to slow down? That's pretty good. Actually, it's perfect. So he'll just stun this straight down middle table towards the 6 ball. Yeah, Greg, you're right. There was a scratch break, and there was a shot where he hooked himself uh, behind a ball. That ball wiped his feet. Well, that shot he hooked himself behind the ball. It cost him that game as well. There's two.
Making it look easy.
He is. Brandon does a lot. Here, I'm gonna get these people's hopes up. Watch this. Yeah, they do.
I mean, the TV table plays just like a diamond does, except for the pockets are bigger. I mean,
And that's what it is. It's
but
pockets.
valleys, I mean, the side pockets are kind of small, to be honest.
Oh, they're
They're very
extremely
they're
small.
very like square compared to they're not open mouth like the diamonds.
Yeah, side pockets are extremely small. But yeah, the pockets just play bigger.
The next USA player for is he talking about the Moscow?
I think he's referring to Moscone Cup. I don't think he'll be the next. There's some players out there. Um, oh,
No.
oh, ouch,
He's gonna get
ouch.
away with it, hopefully,
He did.
because I hate seeing that.
Yeah. I tell you who's been really kind of making some waves at the BJ Usry.
You know, you always talk about him, and I still haven't seen him play.
Who's that? Oh, BJ.
Yeah.
He's from the South Carolina area. The
I think also, I mean, I don't know like Brandon's game on a 9 foot table. I'm sure it's still really good. It's just, like Sky Forever on a 7 foot was just like a champion, but his 9 foot just wasn't there until he started stepping it up and getting some more play in.
Sky's my buddy, but I still don't know how his 9 foot game is so good with that little jerky stroke he's got. It doesn't look like it's designed for a 9 foot table, but man, he sure makes it look easy. Sky's due to start winning some big events. He's right there and knocking at the door at some of them.
Yeah, you could tell Brandon was not just upset about the miscue, but he knows that, he had that run there and he was on a two
Yeah,
pack, and it makes a big difference keeping your opponent in the chair.
it's a momentum changer. No matter what happens right here, he could get a hit here and hook Brandon by accident.
Yeah, see if he can kick this one in.
He's going right at it. Looks like. Nope, he ain't going at it from there, is he?
No, I think he was just trying to kick right past the 6. That way he didn't have to spin
I
any.
see.
They decided to go this way, which does not look like the right angle. I think the angle's more where the side pocket is. Yeah. It's easier to see from up here, I guess.
Yeah, BJ. Yeah, he got beat on there. BJ's, but still, he's been making some waves.
I mean, it's also Albin Ocean, who right now, He can
Yeah,
play a
it
little.
is. It is Albert Olsen. Yeah, he plays a little bit. You know, Brian Gross is a phenomenal player, but I wouldn't say that, I don't know about the best in Indiana. Dennis Hatch lives in Indiana. Um, I'm sure that Dennis would play Brian some,
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
and I'm not taking that from Brian. Brian's a great player.
Dennis definitely has some experience behind him.
Yeah.
And he got really straight on this 5 ball.
He did, but he made it work. Yeah, Brad Jeremy played good pull. He lost there to Mitch Scearce, I think, uh, to advance on. Jeremy definitely played good pull. No, Greg, you're right. That would never happen. But I mean, if we're just talking about Brian being the best player in Indiana, um, Dennis lives in Indiana. I was just saying it. Dennis is probably the best player in Indiana. Out of this race, Brandon has to go to 9. Mitch has to go to 4. Brandon currently has 5, and Mitch has 3. Brandon is about to have 6. I hope I don't just curse him. Nope. So right now it's a 3-1 race in Mitch's favor. Yeah, I think Alvin beat Ray 9-2. We're talking about Alvin Ocean. I mean,
Right, yeah.
this guy's world champion, runner-up the next year. He's the real deal. Yeah, Brian, you're right. When Dennis was playing, he was really something. I remember when he took second or third in the U.S. 10 Ball Open. Dennis Haar was a hell of a player. He married a girl from my hometown, Mount Carmel. Yeah, Brandon does have the best with the momentum. He was pretty fortunate that miscue and where it turned out, where
Yeah.
the 2 ball or whatever the ball was, 4 ball, I think, was just totally hidden.
Yeah, it could have cost him the game and the match in this
Yes.
case, yeah. I mean, I do like Brandon when he's shooting fast. He seems a little bit, I don't know, his decisions seem to just be accurate,
Yeah.
right? But when he takes his time and jumps up too many times, I don't think he performs as well.
Right. I will tell you, Brian, I watched.
Something just happened. I think he moved the ball a little bit.
Well,
Okay.
it's not a foul.
No, no.
I watched Chris Austin play Dennis Hare a couple times, and Chris beat on him. It was really impressive. And that was back when Dennis was playing. Of course, that's when Chris was playing too. We just got back from Ohio. They were playing for some decent money. I think they were doing a 10 ahead set the first time, and the other time was a race to something. The third time they played, they were doing an 8 ahead set, and it was like 7 or 8 hours, and it was dead even, and had to quit.
Wow. That's a lot. I mean, imagine being that close to someone as far as skill, or at least on that day,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, when Chris first came back from Ohio, and he always talks about, oh man, when I came back from Ohio, and I tell him, well, you're not in Ohio no more, Dorothy, so it doesn't matter. But when he did first come back, I mean, he was something to reckon with. He had a little bit of an Earl mentality about him, but don't mean he can't play because Earl could play.
This shot is very important.
Derek, who is Waldo? Notice I didn't say where is Waldo. Waldo Faldo. Remember Waldo Faldo, Pat?
No,
Off of Steve Urkel show.
no,
His name was Waldo Faldo. No problem, Bob.
no,
Did you not watch Urkel?
not really. I found it annoying.
Well, I mean, Steve Urkel was annoying, but Stefan,
But somehow, yeah, but
he was pretty
Stefan.
cool.
But somehow I could handle Saved by the Bell, so I don't know.
Well, probably because it had Kelly in it and Jessica Spano. I can't remember their real names, but Jessica Spano had legs for days.
Yeah.
A great undercover player from Indy.
Well, not anymore since he put him on blast.
That's right. Marcus Shamat was a damn good player.
Uh
Ah, he's
oh. Looked awfully close. It wasn't about speed. I mean, I thought he was going to run into the 9, the
Right.
bottom of it.
yeah. If he hit the 9 in the face, he'd be in trouble. But no worries here. We'll just tap this. So he's going 2 rails for the 5 in the corner or 3 rails for the 5 in the side.
Well,
Oh, he's drawing. I seen him shoot that same shot a little while ago. It looked like he hit it 100 mile an hour, but it's perfect speed.
it's just the way he likes to draw.
Somebody knows Waldo.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Brandon is on a mission at the moment.
Yeah.
Other than that one missed cue, it's just been the Brandon Thomas show.
Yeah, I really do like his angles. I mean, he just does them so naturally.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's about to be a 2-1 race. He was really down. He needed 7. Wasn't it 3-2? It was 3-2.
Yeah, he was down because it was 2-2 and then 3-2. Yeah.
It was a 7-1 race, and here we are with Brandon's 2 from the heel.
Yeah, that's one of the best matches.
Jackson, we appreciate you watching and tuning in, and participating.
Yeah. The reason I like these kind of matches is just because you're always like one shot away, you know. And he's not giving up, that's for sure.
These are good stories. One ball went long again, but he does have a shot this time.
Yeah.
It's thin, but he's got a shot.
So he had this almost same shot last time. The one was actually a little higher, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, he missed it though. Yeah, of course, the 2 was a harder position. It was on the top rail.
Yeah, I do agree that Brandon he's got momentum going right now. He's in gear.
This is the shot though. It's always the one, it seems like. Oh.
Oh boy, oh boy. Jackson, thank you for the like.
Well, let's see if Mitch has been sitting too long or not.
Well, I don't think he can make the 1 ball, do you?
I don't know. I don't know on that one. I mean,
Well,
if he can't make it, then hitting it's going to be silly hard because he can scratch easily.
he can see the right side. For us, the left side of the ball. For him, the right side of the ball. So he ain't going to scratch. But I don't know if he can see enough to make it or not.
Even if he could make it, he still has to spin around 3 rails, and that's a funny thing from this position.
Absolutely, because he ain't going to hit this hard.
Right, you can't now if you want to throw it in. So, I don't know. I don't know if you go for it or not. I don't know if you just come across the face of it. Well, I don't know.
It's not a bad idea to come across the face with some inside and spin down to the rail under the 3 and let the 1 ball go up table.
Yeah.
But it's a risky shot.
I think I'd have to phone a friend or something. It's a tough one.
I mean, I think no matter what, if Brandon gets to the hill, he ain't losing.
That's
I think that's for sure. If you'd have told me that we'd be right here in this match 35 minutes ago um, with this score,
right when he was down 3-2.
yeah,
But really, Mitch hasn't been back up for. I mean,
nope,
that one shot where he was kicking and that was it, and then this one where he didn't have much of a shot either.
right. Okay, so he's almost to the 50, but
Yeah, he should be able to. I mean, I don't know if the side pocket's a hard cut or not. Oh yeah, it's pretty
yeah,
thin.
if you're going for, I think if you're going offense, you're definitely going to the corner here. And you want to go 2 rails back up for the 2, but man, that 4 ball is a big, big ball.
Yeah, and if you miss the 4,
The 9's a big ball, that's right.
yeah.
You could almost just thin this one and try to go under them balls down there.
Yeah, I think he's got safety in mind right now. I don't know if he's going to go for it. We'll find out.
I mean, I think he's looking to play safe. I think he's wanting to thin this, come 2 rails back under the 9 ball.
Oh, he's kind of cueing like he's wanting to make it.
He is cueing like it's an offensive shot, but
He did our favorite thing. He looked at it.
he did just look at it. I mean, the shot itself ain't really hard. It's position.
Yeah, not being able to let the cue really go. Oh, off of it. Wow, I don't know if he did that on purpose.
I don't either, but he did find that window to go right between the 3 and 9 to where he wanted to be, and that gets him out. Is he pulling back or is he going high inside? He's pulling back as he does that a lot.
Got the same guy still talking about the brackets. Uh-oh. Came up a little strong on the 6, but he should be fine.
Yeah, he probably won't even put any left on this. He'll just come back over. Well, he might put a little left to avoid scratch. But
Yeah, there's a guy out here talking about the bracket for the way it comes down after the split. Oh,
Oh.
no.
yeah, he did that to avoid the left instead of putting the left, and it made him miss.
This might be the match.
Look, Kerry Martin gave him a jinx. How dare you, Kerry Martin?
So anyway, this guy talking about the bracket, I showed him the bracket and how he was just incorrect. Actually, the bracket is the way that he thinks it should be.
But he
And
don't
when I
understand it.
showed him, yeah, he's drunk, and when I showed him, he goes, "I don't care about that bracket." And I said, "This is the bracket that we're using," and he did not understand. I
Yeah,
just so I,
he's had one too many.
yeah, oh, yeah. So I just started joking around with him, and he's a good guy. He's laughing. He's
Oh
not.
yeah. So he got a little short here. Um,
Yeah, that's a little bit of the nerves because I don't think he does earlier in this match.
no, but the good thing is, if you make it center pocket, you're not scratching with high spin.
No, I don't think you're scratching it with anything, to be
You
honest.
can pull to a scratch.
Right, I meant like with the middle. I don't think you could.
I'm just going to cue high. It's going to hit the diamond between the diamond and the side pocket, and then just over to this other diamond, this other rail.
Yeah, we need a pen, don't we?
Yeah.
Just draw to here or here. Down. I'll work on that for next time. because we don't have enough to set up.
Right. Yeah, that'd be interesting, Derek. Big shot, and he hit it.
That is the match for that one. He does his famous high kick.
Get the high kick. Okay, so we got Mitch playing Kevin Ping